Fantasy Consortium's Wars of the Old World.
Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in lovely Lund, Sweden. For today's bat rep, we are going to be playing 1500 points of the High Elves versus 1500 points of what I am calling the Shadow Ogres. Now, I've been working on my High Elf army for some time now to try and get some of it painted, and I feel like I've got enough painted now for 1500 points, so we're going to keep the armies a little bit smaller. And as you see on the table, we have got a lot of terrain. We have a village set up, so we're going to try and keep the units a little bit smaller so they can be more maneuverable through the battlefield. Now, the idea I have for this bat rep is something like this. The High Elves have come across an Empire village, Alcoth, and they have bunkered down now as the Ogres are making their way in as the attacking army, trying to force their way through and overrun the High Elves on their march to a greater battle to join up with some more Ogre forces somewhere. So we're going to be playing a battle for the past type scenario set up on the long way of the table with the High Elves bunkered down in the town and the Ogres making their way through, charging through, trying to overcome the High Elves on their march to greater victories. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the armies and take a look at the board. And here we have our first army, 1500 points of the High Elves. Leading our army now in the middle is going to be our prince, and he has dragon armor on an elven steed with a lance, and he also has the talisman of preservation. To the left of him now we have our level 2 mage using high magic, and we've got the spells Soul Quench, the signature spell, and Walk Between Worlds. In addition, our mage is equipped with the Dispel Scroll and the Talisman of Endurance. And to our right now, we have our Noble BSB with the Banner of Swiftness. We also gave him the Ogre Blade. For core now, we have got 2 units of Elven Archers, 10 in each unit. We've also got a unit of 22 Spearmen, and behind them we have 2 units of 5 each Illyrian Reavers. For special now, we have got a unit of 10 Phoenix Guard with Banner and Musician. And finally for rare, we have got a Great Eagle, and we have 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. So there you go, once again, a total of 1500 points of High Elves. And for our second army now, the invading army, we have got 1500 points of the Shadow Ogres. And our army is led here by our Butcher, who is a level 2 using Shadow, and we rolled for Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma and the Withering. He has an Earthing Rod and a Talisman of Protection. For our core now, in the back, we have got 2 units of Ogres with a standard in each of the units, and we also have a unit of 6 Iron Guts with a standard. For special now, we've got some shooty goodness with 2 units of 3 each Lead Belchers. And for our last special selection, we have 2 Saber Tusks. And finally for our rare here on the left, we have a Giant, a nice big red Giant, and over on the right we have an Iron Blast. So there you go, once again you have 1500 points of the Shadow Ogres. Alright, and here's the board we're going to be using today, set up for Battle of the Pass, a 6-foot by 4-foot board. We have got our beautiful grasslands mat here now, and what we've done is we've set up something like a little village centered over here on this side with lots of hedges and other shrubbery. Over here we have the gate to the city here, and we've gone ahead and now deployed. We can show you our deployment here. Battle of the Pass works like this. You've got 24-inch part in the center here that you cannot deploy in, but other than that you've got 24 inches on each side. So we went ahead right now and we set up our ogres here right in that gate, getting ready to move up. Behind them we've got our Iron Guts there with our Butcher in that unit as well. Over here to the right now we've got 2 units of our Lead Belchers, and we've got also 1 Saber Tusk for flanking there. And then finally over here we have got this Iron Blaster set up with our Giant and another Saber Tusk. So let's run over and see the deployment for the High Elves on the other side. And here's our deployment for the High Elves on the other side. We've got most of our troops centered right here, our Phoenix Guard, and we have got connected to the Phoenix Guard, we have got our Prince. We've got over here our Spearmen, and our BSB is in there, Archers over there. We've got a Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower over in the corner there with some Illyrian Reavers for flanking. Here's our Great Eagle. Our Mage is currently not in any unit. Over here then as well we've got our Illyrian Reavers, and some more archers with our final Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower up here in the tower. Now, as we finish up our deployment now, we're going to go ahead and make our Vanguard moves now for our Illyrian Reavers. We'll start here by just moving these guys up 12 inches, putting them up in the middle of that field. A little vulnerable, but hopefully they will get the chance to move again. And there's their final position right there. Let's swing over here now and go ahead and move those guys their Vanguard move as well. And we don't want to block any of our artillery weapons, so we're going to go ahead and just Vanguard them up here and put them sideways against And there's their final position right there. All right, here we go. We're going to determine who starts this game out. We have got the High Elves with the blue die and the Ogres with the red. Here we go. So it will be the Ogres, turn 1. Alright, we've got no charges to declare, but we have a whole lot of remaining moves. Let's try and get up in their grill. Alright, to start us off, let's go ahead and just march these guys up their full 12-inch march. And there's their final position. Let's go ahead and also move our Iron Guts up their 12-inch march. And there's their final position as well. And let's slide over here now and move up our Lead Belchers, their normal move. Alright, there's our final position, and let's go ahead and move our Saber Tusk up 16 inches. We want to outflank the flankers. And as you can see, they're nicely outside of their front arc. And let's slide right over here to this last 3 over here and move those up. Iron Blaster moves without problem, 6 inches, and we can go ahead and fire even though we move. Now let's go ahead and move our kitty up here, a full march. Bring our cat right here behind that building, and we'll go ahead and move our giant up as well. And here we go. Moving him up his full march, nicely avoiding the hedges or any obstacles so he doesn't have to take a test. Alright, that brings us to the end of the movement phase. We have nicely moved up our army. Let's run over here now to the Winds of Magic. 2d6, there's a 4. Do we get a channel? No. For the High Elves, a channel? No. So we are looking at a 4 to a 3. Alright, let's start off with Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. We're going to cast this from our guy here over onto that Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower because we think he's probably going to shoot over here on this guy. Let's go ahead and throw 4 dice at it. We need a 5+. Oh my goodness, it's a miscast. Alright, let's go ahead and resolve this first. A D3 ballistic skill. Nice. So they're going to be dropped down ballistic skill of 3. So we can go ahead and put our card here and put our little reminder there. Alright, rolling on the miscast table here, we have got a 7. So that is a detonation. Models in contact with the wizard take a strength 10 hit. Not the wizard. Remove d6 dice. We don't have any dice left, so we're going to have to go ahead and take a strength 10 hit onto these 3 Iron Guts. So strength 10, we're going to be wounding on 2s. And we've got 3 wounds there. And for ease of keeping track of wounds, we will just remove one of these guys from combat. Well, that wasn't so bad. That's the end of our magic phase. Let's go over to our shooting phase. Alright, first shot, let's go ahead over here from our Iron Blaster. We're going to have that baby right there shoot over at that Bolt Thrower. Let's go 10 inches from the back, right about there. And let's see how much we... Oh, misfire. Alright, fortunate for the High Elves. Let's roll on the misfire chart. 6. That is a lurch. Moments before firing, the Rhinox pulling the Iron Blaster gets spooked and lurches in its harness. So we need to roll a scatter die and turn the Iron Blaster to face that direction. We may not fire this turn. Alright, here we go. And we're going to be facing completely backwards. So that is it for that one. Let's run over here now and take our other shooting. Let's go with these lead belchers here. Let's have this first unit. Let's take this unit and have them fire into those archers. And just double checking to see that we are within 24 inches, and we are. And moreover, we do have a line of sight on those archers way back there. Alright, we got multiple shots here, and we will be doing a total of 9 shots. Now we are at long range. We ignore the moving penalty, so normally we're hitting on 4s. Now we're going to be hitting on 5s. Not bad, so we're going to be wounding now on 3s. And there are 3 wounds, and we do not have any armor saved for those, so we'll take 3 guys off the back here. And that's going to be enough for a panic test. Leadership of 8. Oh no! Oh no, and they are not anywhere close to their BSB, so they're going to turn around and run a total of 11 inches directly away from those guys. 11 inches that way. Alright, there's their final position. 11 inches fleeing away from these guys. Nice shooting there, guys. Let's go ahead and take these guys, and we'll take our shots onto the Illyrian Reavers. Here we go. We've got multiple shots. Oh, goodness. There's a total of 15. Alright, short range. We're hitting on 4s. And that's going to be 8 hits here. Now we're going to be wounding on, let's see here, wounding on 3s as well. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. That's enough to take out that entire unit. So there we go, the end of that shooting phase. Quite successful shooting phase. We took out that one unit, and that other unit is fleeing. No combat right now for the Ogres, so that will be the end of their turn. Let's go over now to High Elves turn 1. Alright, charges to declare. Let's go ahead and be aggressive, High Elves. We need to stop this horde. Let's declare a charge with these guys over onto them, and they will hold. In addition, let's send our spearmen into this unit, and they will also hold. Hopefully we can block everything. Alright, long bomb charges, but we got to believe in something for the High Elves. We need to roll a 9 and 11. Let's start here with this one. No, they're going to go ahead 3, and no, I had 5. So that's where that is going to end up there. Let's go ahead and do some remaining moves. Alright, let's go ahead and use our Great Eagle for what they are great at, and that is redirecting and making a big mess. Let's fly that one right in here. We'll put it right between both of those units so that neither of them will be able to make a charge without running into that eagle. Oh, look at that beautiful bird taking the sacrifice for the team. Good job, Next, let's go ahead and send our Illyrian Reavers over here. Let's have them snake their way past here and bring them into the flank of these Iron Guts. Let's check it out and see what they can do. They can move their full march. That'll bring them right over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, that's going to bring them right over here. Now, we went through some terrain here that was pretty messy. Give the benefit of the doubt here. Let's take a dangerous terrain test for those. And they all pass, so no problem. Now, they are in the flank of the Iron Guts unit. Next off, let's go ahead and take our mage. We'll just slide him up a little bit here. So he's closer to that unit, and hopefully he will have a line of sight for his spell. And when we get down here low, you can see right through those 2 units, and right past the eagle, he can get shot off on that unit of ogres. Alright, that unit of archers will stay put. We don't want the movement penalty. And we're going to have to go over here and back up just a little bit. I forgot for compulsory moves, we got to see if these guys are going to rally. And they will rally. And right they are rallied, but of course that means they cannot shoot this Alright, magic phase. Let's go to the winds of magic here. 2d6. Oh, terrible. Do we get a... Yeah, at least we get a channel. No channel there, so we're looking at a 3 to a 1. Alright, let's go ahead and do Soul Quench then. This is cast on an 8+, and we're going to be going from him into this unit of ogres here. Let's go ahead and throw all 3 dice at it. 8+, we need to show a 6, so there we got it with an 11, a 13. They have no chance here, so that will go off Soul Quench. Alright, this is the small version, so 2d6 strength 4 hits, and we're going to go 7 Alright, here we go, 7s, we're going to be hitting on 4s. And 1, 2, 3, 4 total. So that will be enough here to take one guy off. They don't have strong enough armor with light armor. And we'll drop another guy down to 2. Alright, end of the magic phase. Let's move over here to the shooting phase. Let's start out with the Illyrian Reavers, taking 5 shots onto these guys. Alright, hitting on initially 3s, but we moved, we marched. We're able to march and shoot because we are fast cav. So we're going to be hitting now instead on 4s. And wounding on a 5. And let's run over here now to these archers right here, and let's see. They do not have a line of sight on that guy because he's behind this building. Let's have them go ahead and shoot onto this unit of ogres. 10 shots. We're long range, so we're looking for 4s here. Not a great roll, so we need 5s to wound. Alright, let's run over here now, and we are going to have our bolt thrower up here in the tower. They are going to be able to take a shot all the way over here on this giant. The giant is within range. Let's shoot 1 bolt at that giant. Alright guys, here we go. Normally hitting on a 3, but long range, so we're at a 4. And it's a hit. Strength 6, toughness 5. We're going to be on a 3. Yes, wounding and D3 wounds. And that will be a total of 3 wounds. Not bad. So that bolt thrower way over there nails this guy right here and causes 3 wounds, dropping him down to 3. And for our last shooting here, let's go ahead and take that bolt thrower, and we will have him shoot over here onto this iron. Alright, remember, Melkos, we are down to a ballistic skill of 1, so we're going to go ahead and shoot 6 shots at it. Maybe we'll get lucky. We need 6s. There's 1. And we're going to need a 6 to wound here. No. Alright, that's the end of the shooting phase, and we have no combat now for the High Elves. So let's go ahead and go on to Ogres turn 2. Alright, quite the mess we've got into because of that Great Eagle there. It's really messing things up here. Let's go ahead and declare a charge with these guys onto the Eagle. And the Eagle's going to hold, because if he doesn't hold and everyone charges, there's a chance they might end up clipping. So he's going to hold. They will also charge. He will hold. Let's declare a charge here also with the giant. He can slide past that guy into this unit of these spearmen, and those spearmen are going to hold as well. Alright, that's it for our charges. No way these guys can miss, so let's go ahead and shuffle. Alright, there we go. Everyone is now in. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our giant in place here now, and we need to roll this out. Let's see if we can go ahead and make this charge successfully. No, 4 inches. We're going to go ahead a measly 2. I'll bring him right behind that saber tusk. Alright, remaining moves. Let's go ahead and slide our saber tusk up here right behind this box for cover. Let's go ahead now and move our lead belchers up there 6 inches. Alright, there's our final position. Let's run over here now to this saber tusk, and let's see if we can slide him right over through India. Alright, and that is where he will end up, menacingly close there to our mage. Let's run over here and move our iron blast. And no penalty for moving and shooting, so let's spin him around like this, and we will move him up his 6-inch move, bringing us a little bit closer now to that eagle bolt thrower there. Alright, let's run over here to the magic phase. 2d6 for the winds of magic. Not great again. We're having really poor magic phases. No channel, no channel. So we are looking at a 5 to a 4. Alright, well let's do Melkoth's again. We're going to go from him over again, once again, onto that bolt thrower. This is a 5+, so let's go ahead and throw, let's throw 1 die at it. Yeah, we got it with a 6. They're going to try and dispel for a 7-9, so that goes out. Alright, next let's go ahead and do the withering 18 inches, and that'll end up affecting that eagle right there. So let's go ahead and throw our remaining 4 dice at it, and we got that, no problem, and they will throw their... Look at that, dispelled, wow, automatic dispel. So that is the end of the magic phase. Nothing happens for the ogres. Let's move on to shooting. Alright, let's run over here now to the lead belchers. These guys have a 24-inch range, which means that they are out of range of those guys. But let's go ahead and see if we can shoot over onto the Phoenix Guard. We are within range both there. Let's check our forward arc. These guys are within forward arc, and we also move those guys a little bit so that they are within forward arc as well. So let's go ahead and take 6 guys shooting at that Phoenix Guard. For all intents and purposes here, we'll just treat him as one big unit here. And we have got a total of 10, 16, 18, 20, 21 on range shots. Now, we're hitting on 5s. All right, here we go, wounding on 3s. Whew, that's quite a bit now. We don't have any armor because of the strength and the armor piercing, but we do have a 4+ ward save on the Phoenix Guard. So that means a total of 4 guys are going to be killed. All right, let's run over here to our Phoenix Guard and take 4 of these guys off the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be a panic Leadership test. 10 on a reroll. Fine. And finally, let's run over here to our Iron Blaster. We'll have the Iron Blaster take a shot onto that Eagle Claw 10 inches from the back. Here we go. Overshooting. Another misfire. Man, this guy's been totally worthless. Let's go roll on the chart here. And that is a 5, another lurch, so we're going to have to once again roll, face it in that direction towards us, and that is where it will end without its turn. Excuse me, without being able to shoot this turn. So that is how that is going to look when everything is said and done. Well, that's the end of the shooting phase. Not much happened there with the Iron Blaster, but we did get some good shots off here with our lead belchers. Let's go ahead and move over to combat. And here's our 1 combat here, and actually forgot to roll for the charge. It's important that we actually do because we might get ogre charge. Let's start over here. Yeah, ogre charge there, and here, no ogre charge there, so they'll get an extra force. And it looks like the writing is on the wall here for this eagle. Let's just go ahead and pull him. He is not going to win that combat. And now, actually, there's a little rules thing. The overcharge, since we charged into combat, they get a chance to overcharge anyway. So we need to roll and see how far they will go. They may end up clipping this unit of High Elves anyway. First one here is going to overrun a total of 7 inches. This one as well, a total of 7 inches. Let's measure that out. And there you go, 7 inches is not going to be enough, so they're going to come up just short of that unit, and that is where that combat will end. All right, that brings us to the end of the Ogre turn 2. Let's go ahead over to High Elves turn 2. Charges to declare. All right, let's go ahead and declare a charge here, and they will hold, and we will declare a charge there onto the same unit. And they will also hold. All right, neither of these can miss, so let's go ahead and move them into place. First of all, this unit is going to hit here, close the door, and they're actually going to clip the other unit as well. Let's put this here. This unit now, their front arc is over half here on their flank, so they're going to get a flank charge, and we will bring them in like this and spin them around. Let me move this stuff here a little bit so that we can make sure we get the print in as well. And there you go, that's how that will look. So essentially now we got all of our spearmen in here. We got 1, 2, 3 of these guys in contact there and our prints here. And on second thought, this guy is actually not supposed to clip because we didn't need to. So we're going to slide them over just a little bit more. So that unit now is unencumbered. Remaining moves, let's take our mage. We're going to slide our mage right up here against this hedge for cover. Get them close to those guys so we can do some spell casting. Let's go ahead back to these guys. And let's go ahead and give them a movement by just shifting them around a little bit to put him in the front arc. On second thought, let's actually shift them back because we're going to take some shots on those ogres. We'll leave them where they were. We've got enough archers over here to be able to shoot onto that saber tusk. So that's the end of our movement phase. Let's go ahead and roll for Winds of Magic. Winds of Magic. And look at that, we got an 11. Now we're talking. And look at that, there's a 12. Did they get one? No, they do not. So we are looking at a 12 to a 6. All right, first thing we're going to cast is Walk Between Worlds, and that's a cast on an 8+. We're going to cast it from this guy over onto these guys, and we will go ahead and throw a total of 6 dice at it. 8+, and we got it without a miscast. The ogres are going to go ahead and let that one go. And the lower attribute means that he gets a +1 to his ward save until the next magic phase, his next magic. Alright, well this is going to allow us to move these guys 10 inches. Let's wheel them 2 here and then move them 8 more forward. Alright, there they are. There's their final position right there, which actually puts them into close range of that saber tusk. So that was a good move there. Let's go ahead now and throw 6 more dice at Soul Quench. We'll do the large version here, which is a 16+, and we will cast it from this guy over onto this unit of Lead Belchers. Throwing 6 dice at it. Here we go. And that's going to go off, but are they going to be able to dispel? And yes, with irresistible force. So that is the end of the magic phase. Let's go on now to our Alright, first off, let's have this bolt thrower shoot 6 shots down at this unit right here. We're going to be hitting on 3s and, ooh, not great. Wounding on 4s, 2 wounds, and their armor save's not enough, so drop him down to 1 wound. Next, let's go 7 shots here onto that saber tusk, and we are needing 4s and 5s. So there's 2 and 5s to wound. No. And let's run over here. Let's have this unit of 10 go on to those ogres. We are going to be hitting on 3s, short range. Oh, another terrible, terrible roll. Ugh. And we're going to be wounding on 5s. A single wound. Armor save 6+? No. So we will take 1 wound off of those guys right there. And over here, 5 shots of the Reavers onto these guys. We are going to be hitting on 3s and wounding on 5s. So a total of 1, and we have an armor save there. 5+? No. So we are going to be down to a total of 2 wounds as well. If you can find the 2. Where is the 2? There's the 2. And that one should also be at 2, not 1. So there we go. Alright, let's do the last shot over here from our Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. And let's go ahead and put it into our Iron Blast. Alright, here we go. Hitting on 3s. Yes. And wounding on, I think, 3s. Yes. For how many? D3 wounds? And actually, no, it's wounding on 4s. So that is going to be the end of the shooting phase for the High Elves. Let's go ahead and work out some of this combat. And here's the only combat we have at the moment, this big chunk right here. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Alright, our Lord here has the highest initiative, coming in with 4 attacks, and he's hitting on 3s. Always strikes first, re-rolling. Yeah, all 4 hits, and he is going to be wounding also on 3s, I believe. And it's actually, no, going to be 2s because of his lance, so we're going to get 3 kills there. So that'll take this guy off and drop this guy down to 2. Next up, we've got our 4 Phoenix Guard here and 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Always strikes first once again. And we've got 3 hits. With our halberds now, we're going to be wounding on 4s. And there's 2 more. Spearmen now, we've got martial prowess here, so we've got 15 attacks now coming in here, hitting on 3s. And re-rolling now for always strikes first on our 1s and our 2s. That's going to be nice to try those again. Here we go. And once again, 3s. So there's a 1 and a 1 and a 2. All right, 12 here, hitting with a toughness of 4. So we're going to be wounding on 5. Great. 6+ save here. No, they didn't get that. So let's take another one of these. And the Elven Steed still has a higher initiative. So hitting on a 3. No. So now we go to the Ogres. All right, let's have 6 attacks going back into the Spearmen because we want to get some kills here. We need it. And we're going to be hitting on, let's see, 4s and wounding on 3s. There is 1, and we have a chance for a 6+ armor and a 6+ parry. No. So 1 guy removed off of the back. All right, let's figure out combat resolution. This was a bit of a massacre on the Ogres. The Ogres did a single wound. The High Elves, in contrast, though, did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. So that is 7 there. They had a charge in the flank as well with, let's see, 2 kinds of banners, and they have 1, 2, 3 rank bonus. Anything else there? No, that looks like that's about it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We're looking at double 1s to stay for these guys. Double 1s? No, and they are within their banner, so another double 1s, no. So they're going to flee a total of how far? Let's roll it out 9 inches directly away from the largest center of the largest unit, this one, so they'll head out that way. All right, so here we go. As these guys turn around, the banner is obviously destroyed, so we'll take him out. They're going to go straight from the center, and that means they're going to cut through 3 Phoenix Guard here, so we get 3 dangerous terrain tests. He's fine there, which means he's going to come flying through, and he will end up right over here in the bushes. Now we need to go ahead and take a panic test for that unit, and also let's measure for this one. Alright, these guys were far enough away so they don't have to take a roll, but these guys will on a 7 on a reroll using the leadership of our leader, and they pass that, so they will stick around. And neither of these two want to pursue, so they are going to stick around. Yeah, they will restrain, and they will not, but they can re-roll here with their general tents. They will also stick around. Let's go ahead and reform. All right, and here's how things look after they have reformed. These guys are facing down them, and these guys are facing down them. That is the end of the combat phase, and we are now moving on to Ogre turn 3. All right, Ogres, this is the turn to make it happen. Let's declare some charges. We have a lot of them. First, let's start us off here and declare a charge with this unit onto that unit, and they will hold. Second off, let's have this unit of Ogres declare a charge onto those archers, and they will do a stand and shoot. All right, here we go. 10 shots hitting on 4s because of the stand and shoot. Yeah, that was decent. We're going to be wounding on 5s. And there are 2 wounds, but we also have a 6+ armor save. No, nothing there. So that will help a little bit. That will actually take one of these guys off the back here because he was down to 2 wounds. All right, now with the assumption that these guys will get out of the way when they make that charge, let's go ahead and have our giant over here make a long charge into the spearmen. And the spearmen will go ahead and hold. And last couple, let's have this guy make a charge onto our mage. And the mage will hold. And let's have the second guy here also make a charge onto the mage. And the mage is also going to hold there. Alright, that's a massive amount of charge. Let's go ahead and roll some of these out. Starting over here. Needing to show 5. And we got it with a 12. And that's how that will look. Let's put the 12 there so we remember the powerful ogre charge. Next, let's roll these guys over here into the archers. And an 8, that will get them in. We can go ahead and move this for the time being. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky because we have to be able to take them here past this corner, and then we can make our wheel. So we should be able to come right here, wheel them like this, bring them and hit and close. And that's how that's going to look with one ogre there actually inside of the fountain there. So they actually close the door and are now all intact. And let's do our last couple here. I may have been forgetting that these have swift stride because they're war beasts. So let's go ahead and roll our 3 dice here. 8, no problem. That will make it in. So that will be a rear charge there. And that other one right there, no chance of missing.
Nope, so that will be a front charge. Let's go ahead and bring him in. We can slide this over a little bit and put him into combat in the front, like that. And our last charge, we have our giant onto those guys. Before we roll that out, we do need to take a terror test for these guys on a 10, no problem. Let's go ahead and roll out for our giant. 5 plus his 6, let's measure that out. 11 will get him just in, so let's go ahead and turn him and slide him in just like this. Boom, right into that combat. Compulsory moves, we have this guy over here fleeing. Let's see if he can stop fleeing on a 6. And that's right, Ogres have a leadership of 7, so let's turn this guy around. We'll face him back more towards this combat here. Remaining moves, let's go ahead and let's turn this guy around a little bit and keep on moving him up towards that machine right over there. And let's run over here to these guys and move them up there 6 inches. All right, Winds of Magic. Let's go roll this out for a 5. And we got a channel there, a channel for the High Elves. Yes. So we are going to be looking at a 6 to a 4. All right, let's go ahead and start out with Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, and we will cast that onto this unit right here. Let's throw 2 dice at it. That's a 9 and 11. Oh, boy. Let's see. I think... yeah, what to do here. I think the High Elves will let that go. So we're going to reduce the, let's see, let's do weapon skill by D3. Okay, that's only 1. So reduced by 1 there. Then let's go ahead and throw 4 dice at the Withering, and we will make this unit as well the target. 4 dice at it, and, ooh, look at that, 16, 19, 21. Need to beat a 21 here. And we got it with Irresistible Force, so that is going to be dispelled. So what we have now is weapon skill reduced by 1 for that entire unit in combat with those. Alright, that's the end of the magic phase. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Alright, let's start out here with these guys shooting up onto that war machine there. And we have got D6 shots for a total of 8. Here we go, successfully hitting on 5s. And there's 4 hits, and we're going to be wounding on 6s because range, toughness 7. They hide behind their machine. Nothing hits there. Let's have these same guys over here do the same thing. 3 of them shooting at a total of 8, 11 shots. All right, here we go, 11 shots, same thing. We're going to be hitting on 5s. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4 total, and wounding on 6s. And there is a single wound. Alright, that will be strength 6 armor piercing. Strength 4 armor piercing, so their armor is not enough. We'll take 1 guy off. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but in the rule book it says that in order to operate these machines to pull the arm back, you need at least 2 crewmen. So if we are down to 1, that means that this machine is ultimately out of service, so we will just take it off the battlefield. Alright, last shooting. Let's run over here to this guy and see if he can do something other than misfire. Let's go 10 inches from the back of that, so right about there. Here we go. And there's 6 inches, and we are going to be bouncing a total of 6 more. So that will be a right on Alright, strength 10, wounding on a 2. Yeah, we got it, and we are doing D6 wounds. 2 wounds, so that'll be enough to kill that guy. Alright, finally the Iron Blaster is able to have some success. And that brings us to the end of the shooting phase. Let's move on to the combat. We have got 4 combats here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's begin over here with the Archers. Alright, Archers with the higher initiative. They are starting out 10 attacks on 3. And always strikes first. Let's reroll our misses. I, of course, can't forget Fear. I've been forgetting Fear this whole time. And they are actually fine with an 8, so they do not fear the Ogres. And wounding now on a 5+. Here we go. 4, 6+ saves. And they got 3 of them. Unbelievable. So 1 wound on that guy. Coming back with 15 attacks on 4s. And wounding now on 3s. Here we go. Cock die there. Alright, that's going to be 6 damage here. So that's all 5 of these in the back. And we'll take 1 more guy here. Now we also have our stomps. Alright, 3 stomps wounding on 3s. There's 2 more guys. So we are down to 2. Alright, Ogres here. They had a charge. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds. They have a banner. The High Elves did a 1 wound back. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. They need double ones to stick. Here we go, double ones. No, but they have a banner for the reroll. So they will turn around and flee a total of 4 inches. Ogres are going to try to restrain here.
On a 10, no, and they're out of range of their banner, so they will pursue, and they're going to go how far? 5 inches. They will catch that last couple spearmen, or excuse me, and that's where that pursuit will take those guys right up against that. Next combat, let's move over here and do our giant and our spearmen. First spear test here. And they are final martial prowess and spears, so we've got 16 attacks here. We're hitting on 3. How he strikes first? Yes. All right, wounding on 6s. Here we go. And I'm forgetting we have a noble here. He has 2 more attacks on 3s. So there's 2 more, and wounding now on 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. Amazingly, that's going to be enough to take this guy out. He only has 3 wounds left, so he is defeated as he comes into combat. We're going to have to take a fall over test to see if he lands on these guys. All right, Scattered Eye to see which way he falls. And he's going to go off that way. So he falls over... So, like this, boom, and does not hit anybody else. So let's go ahead and remove him like this, and let's go ahead and reform these guys to face down those ogres. And there's their final position right there. Next combat, let's run over to these guys right here. Alright, starting us off now, our prince here is going to declare a challenge for the butcher, and the butcher will, of course, is a fear test. And they are fine. We have got our prince now coming in with 4 attacks, and he's going to be hitting on 3s. Always strikes first, re-roll that, and wounding on 3s because he is charging in with his lance. 4 hits. All right, this could be it. We got a 6+ ward on those wounds, and look at that. He gets 1 of them, so he is down to a single wound. Of course, we still have a chance that the horse is going to get it. The steed, a 6 and a 6. There's a 6. Wounding on a 6, no. 3 attacks on 5s. And there's 1 and on 3s. Yeah, there's 1 plus armor save. And he gets this was an ogre charge. Let's go ahead and figure out the impact hits. 3 impact hits on the Phoenix Guard on 2s. And they have a 4+ ward. No, so 3 of those guys gone from those impact attacks. Next initiative order, we have got 3 Phoenix Guard attacking onto the 3s and 5s. Oh, look at that, 2. Enough to pull this guy off here. Let's leave the die over there to remind us of the number of wounds. 12 attacks coming back, wounding on 4s. Excuse me, hitting on 4s. Wounding now on 2s. 7 4 up war saves. And we made 1, 2, 3, but that's still 4 guys. That will be the end of that unit of Phoenix Guard. And because we took all of them out, there's no reason to do any stops. Right, this is all that is left. Let's go ahead and figure out what we have for combat resolution here. Let's see. The High Elves did a total of, let's see, 5 wounds. So we'll put 5 there. And their banner is gone. Let's see. The ogres did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, 6 wounds. They have a banner. So they are going to win by 2. And actually, I'm remembering now that we had Mystifying Miasma there, which lowered their weapon skill. That made really no difference at all for the Phoenix Guard. They all got killed. And he had such a high weapon skill it didn't make any difference anyway. Just wanted to mention that I had forgotten that. But that means we're going to have to go ahead now and roll for an 8 here with our banner to see if he sticks around or flees. He is fine there with a 5. So there is our final single brave noble prince fighting it out against the butcher. He's going to stick around for a while. Let's run over here to our last combat over here between the Saber-Tusk and our mage. Your test for the mage. A 10. No. Is he within the banner? Let's measure that out. He remained within his banner range, so he gets to re-roll that. 7. So yes, he does not fear the Saber-Tusk. Starting us out here on a 4. No. Yes. And wounding on a 5. The steed here, 4s and 5s. Saber-Tusk coming back, 3 attacks each. We're hitting on 4s. And wounding on 3s. This one was cocked. 4 up ward goes to a 5 up because of that. Oh, Saber-Tusk attacked. And they attacked in the rear. So that means they win combat by 3. So we have our Inspiring Presence and we have a reroll. So we are to a 7 here with a reroll. 3, we got it, no problem. And with that combat resolved, we come to the end of the Ogre turn 3. Let's go on to High Elves turn 3, and we have charges to declare. Alright, this seems to be the last option for the High Elves here. They've got to do something now or they are done. Let's start out with these guys, and we will declare a charge against these guys in the rear, and they will have to hold. They are within their arc, so that will be fine. A rear charge. Let's go over here now and see if we can pull this off. This charge against those guys in the rear, and they will, they will hold. And that looks like that's it for us. Let's go ahead and roll these off. Over here, Swift Stride, 10, no problem. They will get into the back of them. And that is how that will look. Let's roll over here now and see if we can roll this one off. 7, no problem. They will also make it into their rear. And that is how that will look right there. Let's go ahead and do our remaining moves. Let's take these archers and we will move them up a little bit towards that. And there we go with some fancy wheeling and marching. That will bring us right there. They will not be able to shoot this turn. Winds of Magic. All right. Do we get a channel? Yes, there's a channel there. A channel for the ogres. No. So we are looking at a 9 to a 5. All right, let's go ahead first and do Walk Between Worlds, and we will cast it from our mage over onto these guys. Let's do the large version, which is a 16 plus, and let's go ahead and throw 5 dice at it. And there we got it. Ogres will let that go off, so we can go ahead now and move these guys 20 inches with the ethereal rule. All right, so let's run over here now, and we will pick them up like this, and we will move them right over to here, back them up a little bit so we can wheel 1 inch like that. So in this way, we have put those guys in between that chariot and our general. And for our last spell, let's go ahead and do Soul Quench. From our mage here onto these guys right here. We will throw 4 dice at it for the large version, 16 plus. Got it. Wow. With, look at that, a miscast. So first of all, we have 2 successful spells, so that raises our ward by 2. Let's go ahead now and do 46 strength 4 hits onto these guys. 46 for a total of 12, 14, 15. All right, here we go. Hits. We are going to be wounding on 4s. Oh my goodness, that was an unbelievably pathetic roll. Wish we could have always strikes first with that, but we have 2 anyway. No armor save on that, so this guy will be down to 1 wound. And now to resolve the miscast, here we go. And we're looking at an 8, and that will be magical feedback. All right, that wounds on a 2. Yeah, and we've got a, let's see, 5 plus ward, but we're down to a 4 to a 3. All right, we need to save this, otherwise our mage is done. 3. And he gets it. Good job, mage. You are still in the fight. All right, that's the end of the magic phase, and we are unable to shoot because our only shooting unit is these guys, and they marched. So that is the end of the shooting phase as well. Let's move on to combat, and let's start over here with this massive fight between the spearmen and the ogres. Fear test. Oh no, re-rolling. Okay, they do not fear the ogres. Starting first with our noble here, 3 attacks. We're hitting on 3s. Yes, and we are wounding on 2s with our ogre blade. Yeah, and there's 3 wounds. That's enough to pull this guy off here and to have 1 more wound here, so we'll move that over here to this guy. 15 spearmen now on 3s. Always strikes first, reroll our misses. And there's only 1 miss. Needing 5s now. Here we go. Let's get some 5s. Let's see how many of these guys we can take out of here. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 total. That would be 1, 2. That guy's gone. Taking another one of these guys down to 1 wound. And of course, the ranks will be filled here when we lose guys. Coming back, we got 3 ogres, 3 attacks each, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s now. Here we go. 5 plus armor goes to a 6 plus. No, and we have a 6 plus parry. No, 4 guys. Combat resolution now. The ogres did 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. The High Elves came back and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds to them. They have a banner, they have a charge in the rear, and they have 1, 2, 3 full ranks. No, it's only 2 full ranks now. So 2, 4, 6, 7. They defeat them by 7. Wait, they have a banner. 6. 6. They defeat them by 6. They're down to double ones. Here we go, double ones. No, and they are going to flee a total of 8 inches, and they will pursue 9 inches! And they run them down as they pursue them, and then they will stop 1 inch away from this impassable terrain. So there's where the High Elves spearmen will finish off their pursuit. Alright, so one more thing here. I'm still pretty new with ogres. I keep forgetting this. The stomps here. We can go do this from the last combat. they would be hitting their wounding on 4s, so we got it, and we have a 5 to a 6+ save. So we would have lost one more guy. That wouldn't have changed combat resolution enough to have made a difference, but we'll take one more guy off of there, and hopefully we'll remember all the stomps in future combat. All right, let's run over here now and go ahead and take care of this combat right here. And once again, we're going to have the Prince with a challenge against the Butcher, and the Butcher's not going to back down. 4 attacks now, hitting on 3s, and ASF. Yes. Alright, we no longer have the Lance bonus here because we didn't charge, but we're going to be wounding on 5. Alright, 1 wound, that's all we need, and a 6+ ward save. No, so the Butcher is done. He is gone. There we go, successful combat there. The next initiative order is going to be our Illyrian Reavers, and we can imagine them closing the ranks, so 5 of them attacking on the Iron Hitting Guts. Now on 3s. Always strikes first. There we go. And charging this turn with spears, so they get a +1 strength. They will be wounding on 4s. And there we have 2. Save. No. The 5 steeds coming back, 4s and 5s. So there is 3 and 5s to wound. There's 2 save for the heavy armor. No, so 2 more wounds. That will take this guy off and drop one of these guys down to 2 wounds. Once again, we are closing the rank like Alright, 9 attacks from the Iron Guts coming back. We're hitting on 4s. Great weapons now, wounding on 2s. And that's too powerful now, so we'll take 3 of these guys off the back. Let's figure out our combat resolution now. Wait a minute, stomps first. 3s now to stomp. We got 1 there. 6+ save. No, so we have 1 more Illyrian Reaver gone. Now we can do combat resolution. Alright, the Ogres did 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And they have a banner. Coming back, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And we had a charge, and we had a charge in the rear. So that means that the High Elves are going to win by 2. Iron Guts, leadership of 8. Here we go. And they make it with a 3. They're going to stick around. Alright, a pretty big combat there. The general for the Ogres is dead. Let's move over here to our last combat between the Mage and these 2 Saber-Tusks. Alright, 1 attack here. Mage on a 4. Yeah, and wounding on a 5. Yes. Cat's down to 1 wound Indeed as well. 4s and a 5. There's a 4 and no. 6 attacks, 4s and 3s. So there's 3 hits. 3's a wound. And there's 2 wounds. Of course, we have a 3+ ward save because of this extra 2 here. And we got 1, that means we lose another wound. Down to a single wound now. Combat resolution, we each did a wound, but they have a rear, so they win by 2. This guy's going to need to roll an 8 on the leadership of his general. Here we go. And he's Alright, end of that combat, and that brings us to the end of turn 3 for the High Elves. We are really getting into the end game here now. Let's flip us over to turn 4 for the Ogres. If we can find it. There we are. Ogres, charge to declare. Alright, let's come on over here and let's pivot this in its spot, and we will declare a charge here against these archers. And they will do a stand and shoot. Alright, we got 7 shots coming from these guys, and they are going to be hitting now on 4s, usually on 3s, but the stand and shoot. Not bad, look at that. We're going to be wounding on 6s now. Wounding on 6s, not a single one. Alright, well that is the only charge we have to declare, and we cannot miss this, so we'll bring this one here, come crashing in like that for that. Remaining moves, let's run over here to these guys, and let's see if we can try to swing these guys around a little bit and see if we can get them where they can take some shots. Alright, we've got about 6 inches to spare here on a wheel, so let's see if we can go ahead and try to wheel these guys around. 6 inches is going to bring us right about there for that first guy, and let's try this second unit as well. Alright, second unit, let's swing these guys around as well and see if we can wheel them around 6 inches like that. And finally, let's take this guy hiding out here in the woods and just bring him right over here like that. Second thought, let's bring him over here like that. Alright, our general's dead, so we have no magic phase. Let's go on to the shooting. Our Iron Blaster is in combat over there, so it cannot shoot, but we can go ahead and shoot with our 2 units of lead belchers. And let's try to take some shots off over here onto these spearmen. Let's see if we are within range. Alright, after measuring it out, this is the only unit that is actually within range. So let's go ahead and roll off our shots for that. D6 for each of them. That's going to give us a total of 6 we got long range, hitting on 5s. And there's 2 hits. And wounding on 3s. Wow, yes. We have both armor piercing and strength 4, so their armor is not strong enough, so we are going to lose 2 guys off the back from that shot. Combat, let's run over here now first to this combat right here. Alright, here we go. Attacking a 4 and a 5. No, but ASF? No. So coming back now, we've got 6 hitting on 4s. And look at that, wounding now on our 3s. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have again a 3+ ward save. So we're going to take 2 wounds. That means that this guy is going to take his last wound. He is done, and these 2 will go ahead and reform. Let's have both of them now turn like this and have them face down. The noble prince. Alright, let's move back over here to this combat right here. The prince, after reforming, actually would have been right over here, so he's able to attack on 2 of the Here we go, 4 attacks. We're looking for 3s. ASF always strikes first. Yes, and 4s to wound, and we've got 2 wounds there. 5+ save. The Iron Guts becomes a 6+ because of the strength. No, 2 wounds. That is enough to take off our second Iron Gut here. 2 wounds there. This guy will slide in. And of course, the Elven Seed gets attack on 4s. No. Reaver now on a 3 and a 5. That's an ASFF and a 5. Yes. Seed on a 4. All right, coming back with 3 attacks into the Prince. We're going to be hitting on 5s and wounding on 2s. We're not strong enough, but 4+ ward. No, he's going to take a wound. High Elves did 3 wounds there, and they have a rear attack. And let's see here. The Iron Guts have a banner, and they also did 1 wound, so they're going to lose. I have to stick around. Here we go. And they just got it. And the final combat for the Ogres now. Let's run over here and do 6 attacks here now on 3s. Always strikes first. Let's re-roll those misses. Of course, we shouldn't forget a fear test. And they got it, no problem. And wounding now on 6s. Scrapper coming back on 4s and 5s. There's a 5, and we need a 4 to wound. Lead Belcher here, 3 attacks on 4s and 3s. And the Rhinox on 4s and 2s. There's 1 hit and a 2 to wound. A 5, so we will take 1 guy off. Combat resolution now. We did 1 wound from the Ogres, and we had a charge. They don't have a full rank, and they did nothing else, so they are down by 2. Using the leadership now of the general right there, and they are within the BSB, so they have an 8 re-rollable. Whew, no, we missed it the first time, and let's try the second. No, double 6s. They are going to turn around and run a total of 6 inches, and these guys are going to pursue. And that'll be 7. They are going to catch them. That is the end of the archers. And the archers are actually going to run right through their general, so that will be a panic test here. And he is fine with an 8. Now when these guys pursue here, they're going to go, they're 7 inches. 6 will bring him right here, and 7 will bring him, boom, right into combat with that general. So that is where we will leave that. Now he will be able to fight a round of combat there. So that was a pretty massive round of combat there, and that is the end of the Ogre turn number 4. Let's go on to High Elves turn number 4, charges to declare. Alright, no charges, but we do have a swift reform we want to try out here. And yes, we get it with an 8, so let's turn them around. That is how that will look. Let's go ahead and just slide these guys up right here. Alright, we've got no magic because our mage is dead. We've got no shooting because all we have is the Reaver and he's in combat. So let's go ahead to this is our final combat here, and this will determine pretty much how the game will go. Alright, Prince is going to put his 4 attacks into here, hitting on 3s. ASF. And that one's cocked. And no, so 2 hits. 4s to wound. 6+ save. No, so we're down to 1 wound on a 4. Reaver on a 3. And yes, wounding on a 4. No, the Steed is on a 4. Alright, the Scrapper's going to take a shot at our Prince on a 6. That was cocked. That was also cocked. That was also cocked. There's a 6 and a 6. Belcher, 3 attacks, 4s. And look at that. Oh, goodness. And we're going to go for 4s here. There is 1 here. And we have got a 4 to a 5 up armor save. Finally, the Rhinox here, we're going to be going on 5s. And, oh man, and on 2s. Yeah, there is 1 hit. That's going to be too strong for the armor. But we have a 4+ ward. And we got resolution now. High Elves did 1 wound. But the Ogres have a banner. And they have a charge on the flank, so they win by 2 with a reroll. Alright, that's the end of the High Elf turn. This is still too close to call, so we are just going to continue for maybe 1 more round here. Let's go to turn 5, and we've got Ogres charges to Alright, we're going to have this guy go in. He's going to hold. He has to. And we're going to send this guy in here, and he will make it no problem. This guy, we will also send him in. He will make it there, no problem. And let's see, that should be it for the charges. Remaining moves, let's just go ahead and move our Iron Blasters up here a little bit and take some shots over on these guys. Alright, there we go. That is our final movement now. We've got our lead belchers in position, and all of them have a line of sight on that unit of archers. Now it's time to just go ahead and shoot away and see if we can take out that unit. Alright, let's start with the guys at long range. We got 3d6 shots. Here we go. Oh goodness, 16 Alright, we're looking for 5s to hit and 3s to wound. So 5s to hit, oh, not great. 3s to wound. And we've got 3 wounds there, so go over here and drop 3 guys off of the back. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's go here and take our next shot with the guys in short range. Alright, 3d6, not as good, 6 shots. Alright, we're looking for 4s here. And that was a little bit better than the last time. And 3s. Okay, there is 4 more guys. So go over here and take 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. Panic test, here we go. We've got a 10 with the reroll. No problem. Alright, let's go on here now to this combat and let's finish this off. If we can kill that general, then the game is over. The ogres have definitely taken the victory. So let's just go ahead and focus everything on the general. Right here, the general, he gets 4 attacks and he's going on the Iron Guts. We are looking for 3s and 4s, ASF of course. Nope, and 4s to wound. There's 1 wound 6 plus there. Save? No, so that will be enough to take off this guy. We are left to our now for the Elven Steed, we need a 4. No. Alright, that's it for that. Let's go ahead for our Lyrian Reaver and have him attack the banner. 3s. No ASF? No. Horse. On 4s, no. So that is it for the Elves. Alright, let's go with the Saber Tusks. We've got 3 attacks each into our general, and we're going to be hitting on 4s. Not too bad, and we're wounding on 3s. Alright, here we go. Wow. 4. We need a 5 plus armor save. Oh, and we got 2. And a 4 plus ward. This is it. Oh, we got 1. So our general's down to a single wound. The ogre into the general. We need 5s. And we got 1 and 3's the wound. 5 plus armor goes to a, 4 plus goes to a 5 plus. No, and a 4 plus ward. No! The general goes down. That is it. The general is out. Woo! And that is it. All we have left is an Illyrian Reaver, and we have that unit of our spearmen. That is it for the High Elves. Holy moly, that was a nail biter. Well, there you have it, folks. This is where we are going to call the game in favor of the ogres, the Shadow Ogres. If we look here, we have really got them overpowered now since the general is dead. We've got our lead belchers here. We've got some lead belchers here. And we've got this poor Illyrian Reaver here stuck between 2 Iron Guts, our Iron Blaster, 2 Saber Tusks, and we've got a simple unit here of 9 guys. The BSB is there, but that is about it. So basically, when the general fell there, the ogres claim the victory. This has been a really good game, one of the closest games we played here in the Wars of the Old World. Really exciting right up until the end.
Well, there you have it, folks. 1,500 points of the High Elves versus 1,500 points of the Shadow Ogres. This was a lot of fun to try a bat rep with some smaller units in the middle of this town where we really have to move them around and be a bit creative. Well, thank you for joining us for this bat rep, but even more than that, we would be so thankful if you would like to join us here in Lund, Sweden to throw down some dice with Grey Army Gaming. If you're interested in playing a bat rep with us, getting a game together, then feel free to contact us at the contact page at greyarmygaming.com. Well, this has been Matthew from Grey Army Gaming for the future of fantasy.